Okay, Costi, so let's see if your predictions were right and that the ideas you had yesterday are what really happened. So let's get going with chapter 3. The wolf is still at the old gasworks. Somehow, I thought he might have gone away, or that maybe we'd made him up in our heads. But he's still there, lying on the pile of sacks. He must have got up at some point because the bread crust Connor threw for him have gone. I look over at Jacob. His eyes are wide, wide open. It's a wolf, he whispers, as if he can't believe it. A real wolf. The wolf watches us too. He lifts up his nose and sniffs the air. Then he turns away and licks his lips. I told you, said Connor. He wants to eat us. Jacob shakes his head. No, he says. He's scared. If he looks away and licks his lips, it means he sees you as the top wolf. Are you sure, I ask? Jacob nods. It's wolf language. Jacob opens his book for me to see, and I look at the picture of wolves, some with tails and heads tucked low, and others standing with their tails right up. Some of the wolves are snarling at each other and showing their teeth. Oh, I wouldn't like to get in a fight with a wolf. Jacob closes the book. Wolves don't want to fight with each other. It's not worth the risk. That's why they use body language to sort out who's top wolf. They don't eat people either. That's just in fairy tales. If you know so much about wolves, said Asher, then what is this one doing here? Jacob looks back at the wolf and shrugs. I don't know. It shouldn't be here. The last wolf in Britain was killed in 1680. Well, this one's hungry, I say. I take a can of dog food from my bag and pull the ring to open it. I don't have a bowl, so I rip a spare page from my pad of paper and tip the meaty chunks out. I wrap it up and throw the whole thing at the wolf. He scrabbles to his feet and limps towards the food. He's hurt his foot, says Asher. The wolf doesn't put his front right paw on the ground. He sniffs at the food, then rips the paper with his teeth. He eats the meat in big, greedy gulps. When he's finished, he turns and limps out of the warehouse. We follow him at a distance and watch him make his way slowly down to the river, where he laps at the water. His ears twitch forward and back, listening. Then we watch as he goes back into the warehouse and settles into the pile of sacks. He spins around and around before he flumps down with his head on his paws and turns to watch us again. We can't do any more for him at the moment, I say. Best give him some space. Asher nods. Come on, let's try out that ramp. I grab my board and turn to Connor and Jacob. Don't go near the wolf, or you can't come back. Can we explore? Says Connor. I nod. Don't go near the river. Okay. I watch them walk out into the wasteland. Then I turn back around to see Asher already at the top of the ramp, ready to fly down. She pushes off and picks up speed, twisting between bricks and rubble. That was so cool, she says, a massive grin on her face. Come on, I'll race you. We built obstacles and make mini ramps from the old boards balanced on bricks, and we don't even notice the time pass until Connor and Jacob come running in. At first, I think something's wrong. Connor is doubled over. He's shaking, and there are tears running down his face. It's only when I get close I see that he's actually laughing. Jacob is holding something in his cupped hands. We found a farting beetle, he shouts. Connor explodes into laughter again. Asher rolls her eyes. What have you got? Connor tries to speak between gulping air. When Jacob tries to pick it up, it actually made a noise, and I'm not joking. It stinks. Jacob opened his hands and we see a small beetle with bright green metallic wings and a red body. It moves so quickly that Jacob has to let it scuttle from hand to hand. Don't let it go, says Connor. He puts his hand into his school bag and pulls out the notebook where he keeps all his drawings and notes about dinosaurs. He starts to draw the beetle. We have to find out what it is, he says. I watch Connor draw the beetle next to a picture of a dinosaur feeding in a swamp. Asher pulls out her phone. It's got to have a name. She speaks out loud as she taps into Google on her phone. Green, noisy beetle in London. You'll never find it, I say. Her eyebrows shoot up in surprise. It is here. It's actually here. It's called a street bombardier beetle. It says it squirts acid and makes a sound. It's meant to be really, really rare. We found loads of them, said Connor. Do you want to see? We leave our skateboards and follow Jacob and Connor outside to a pile of rubble. Jacob pulls up a stone and about 10 little green beetles scuttle away to find shelter under another rock. Then he and Connor turn over other stones to look for more bugs. Asher sits down in the shade of a bush. It's so hot, she says. She slips off her shoes and socks and digs her toes into the dirt and stares at them. When did we last do this? I look across at her. Do what? I ask. Go barefoot, she says. I don't know, I say. Years ago, maybe. It was probably in your garden. Asher grins. Do it. Do it now. I kick off my shoes and pull off my socks. I press my feet against the ground and feel the warmth through my skin. It feels good to touch the earth. Asher sighs. Just think, there was a day when we ran barefoot for the last time together and we didn't even know. Well, it's not today, I say. I stand up and grin. Race ya! Asher laughs and runs after me. The stones spike against my feet, but I don't stop until Asher catches hold of me and pulls me down. We lie in the long grass and catch our breath. It feels like we're 5 years old again. Asher picks the white puffball of a dandelion and holds it in front of me. Blow and make a wish, she says. I smile. Last time we did this, I think I wished I could ride a unicorn. Wishes were easy back then. Now what do I wish for? To be more popular, to be clever, for Dad to find a job, to be a happy family like we were before. I don't know. I blow and watch the dandelion seeds drift up and away. Asher closes her eyes. I could sleep here all day. I lie next to her and stare up at the sky. It's a pale, hazy blue crisscrossed by aeroplane vapour trails. It's quiet too. The drone of traffic and hum of city life seems so far, far away. I feel my body sink against the small stones and soft grass. I dig my fingers deep into the earth, and it's as if everything is draining out of me. I lie still and listen to the lap of small waves from a riverboat and the pop of seed heads bursting in the heat. Everything is quiet. Everything is still. For the first time in a long while, I feel I can breathe. I watch a heron flap above us, its wing beats slow and lazy. It's a huge bird, filling up the sky. It flies down to the river, its wings outstretched and its legs ready to land. It vanishes somewhere into the reeds in the old dock. As we lie still, the wasteland comes to life around us. A flock of small birds flurry down to a wide puddle. Butterflies dance in the shafts of light, and small bees buzz from flower to flower. 3 cormorants fly low, heading up the river. I prop myself up on my elbows and just watch. The more I look, the more I see. It's not a wasteland. It's a lost world. A hidden wilderness. Connor must be thinking the same because he folds his arm around his knees and says, "It's like the land that time forgot." I smile because it's one of Connor's favourite old movies where explorers find a hidden world full of dinosaurs. "Well, we'll have to give it a name," says Asher. "It belongs to us now." "It belongs to the wolf," says Jacob. "We'll call it Wolfland." "Come on," says Asher. She sits up and brushes dirt from her legs. "We'll come back to Wolfland tomorrow." We walk back to collect our skateboards. "I don't want anyone else to come here, ever. It's our secret. It's our escape from school and home, where no one can tell us what to do." But I should have known it was too good to hope for. A moment later, we hear the rumble and the clack of skateboards. There are 2 people on the skateboard ramp, Luke and Scott, the Skull brothers, here in our place in Wolfland. And that's the end of chapter 3. So scroll down to see what your activity is going to be for today. And I look forward to sharing chapter 4 with you tomorrow. Stay safe and keep washing those hands.